Howdy, my name's Jace. I grow tropical plants and I work at a plant shop. Just want to bring you in for a cozy little day of working in a plant shop with me. Not much on the docket today. I have a couple plants to repot. There's always something to clean here. Might get up to some watering, and we'll see if anyone shows up and brings some plants that they need help with or whatever. But yeah, just wanted to bring y'all along. It's a lot of fun to work here, so thought I'd share it with you. But yeah, let's see what we get up to. Basically what I'm doing right here is I'm feeling how light they are. Some of these peat moss soils can be kind of deceiving, where they'll look dry, but then they'll feel really heavy, and then you stick your finger down, and like a 2-inch down, they're still like fully saturated. So feeling like the weight of them will give you a good indicator on if they're thirsty or not. Or at least getting close to being thirsty. I'll often water before they're like completely dry. And these Homolamina, they are thirsty, dramatic plants. So these really, they're kind of hard to overwater, truthfully. And I say dramatic. I say dramatic because they'll just be upright, happy, living its life, and then it'll just wilt over. And you're just like, I watched that happen in 15 minutes. There's no way you can do that. Oh, this is a fun one. Oh, this is called Pothos Shangri-La. Or some people will call them like the sleeping pothos. They're the pug of the pothos family. They all look sick, but they're really funny. And they can get big like any of your other pothos. I do wonder if they would like finish straight if they were on a pole or something. Monstera green on green. I wonder if it shows in camera. One of the cool ones in here. And massive. I mean, look how big that is. Whoa. One day. And these are the ones that I was saying that we can go bottom water, just because the soil can get a little bit hydrophobic. So it's easier to just fill up our sink back there and just let them soak for about 15-20 minutes. Pretty plants though. This one's the watermelon peperomia for obvious reasons. These used to be so hard to find. Since I'm showing bottom watering, this is a question I get asked a ton in the shop. People are always asking, should I be bottom watering everything? Is this why I'm struggling with all my plants? It absolutely can be, especially if you're like leaving all your plants in the same soil that they're coming from the nursery or from a plant shop, because tendency being plant shops will leave it in the same soil as the nursery that they're getting shipped them from. And after a while, soil, if it's like peat moss heavy or if it's not well draining, they can become just really compact on your roots. And really the only way to combat that is bottom watering. Bottom watering, the plant will take that water in through capillary action, where the roots will just actually suck that water up, and it will fully saturate your soil from bottom to top, which is a great way to like kind of mitigate any of that dry rot, and you know like how much your plant is actually being watered. Sometimes when you go to water over the top, it'll just go straight down the sides and never actually touch any of your soil or your roots, which can be, it's like something that I see in the shop a ton, really affecting people's plants. If you're an avid bottom waterer and that's like the only way you do it, which is great, it is a very good tool. I would say like quarterly throughout the year, I'd recommend taking it outside, shower it down with like a hose, or put it in your shower and just really soaking it through. Sometimes whenever you're only bottom watering, you can get mineral buildup to go up into your soil and into your roots, and that can ultimately start to kind of be a detriment to your plant. And again, if you're switching your soil out into something that you're making yourself, or it's like a pre-mixed, like well-draining mix, you really don't need to bottom water unless you just really want it to. You can absolutely just water from the top. Really, the only time that bottom watering is exceptionally helpful is if your soil is kind of hydrophobic, or if you want to like set your plants and just walk away, which again can become like be pretty useful. But ultimately, bottom watering isn't the be all make all, or it's not the life hack that a lot of people kind of make it out to be. It is a good tool, but it's not going to be the beginning or end of your plant care journey. It is a good tool to use though. We have a repot. Doing this Dracaena into this, what do we call this one? Oh, the white bell, Liberty Bell. Thankfully this one is not cracked. If it did, it might have more value though. But just a routine repot. Dracaena into this white Liberty Bell for a client. Gonna get this done before Bobby comes back, so he can take it over there today. He's always running plants here, there, everywhere. He really enjoys it. But yeah, super easy going. Just, we're gonna be keeping most of the soil that's in this nursery pot, and then just backfilling around the sides. Dracaena tend to be very easy repots. Pretty straightforward. Bam, roots, pot, and then backfill. And then we'll top dress it with a little bit of moss, and it'll be good to go. It's always a lot of fun to do these big repots for people, especially when people are bringing in like their own pots. You get to see a lot of fun combinations and see how people style them. And we'll do some installations that are just massive trees. And they're always so pretty. Bobby installed the other day, it was like a 20-foot fiddle. He did a little reel of himself before going in front of a train. It was all cinematic. People loved it. It's on the Grow Instagram. But yeah, very straightforward. It's hard to mess up a Dracaena repot, especially when the roots are already good. You really don't want to just mess with the roots all too much. Just kind of leave them where they are. Dracaena are very forgiving plants, as long as we're not messing around with them too much. if you're going into really good light with them, you can mess around with the roots just fine, especially if you need to like wiggle it into a pot that's not quite like, or it's a little bit thin at the top and you have to like kind of shake off some of that soil so the roots go down through. If it's going into really good light, they handle it like a champ. But because these are kind of sold as low light plants, or like medium light, people are often buying them for that reason, to put them into not perfect light. And depending on like the maturity of the plant and like which variety, that they don't take that transition too well. So most of the time I recommend just kind of leaving the roots as they are. Don't really mess with them. And then do kind of what I'm doing, just backfilling around the sides so that it stands straight up. And again, Dracaena tend to be very forgiving plants anyways. Everything looks good in white too. It's the classic color combo besides regular old terracotta. We love these pots. I don't know if we're doing plant care for this one, but we do offer plant care a bunch where we'll install a plant and then maintain that plant. A lot of those times we'll kind of seal the bottom of the pot. I know it sounds like not the smartest to take away the drainage, but some of these plants are going into really nice homes that if it leaks can get kind of sketchy. So oftentimes we'll seal it, or like we'll leave them in the nursery pot in a like cover pot. And you really do get a feel for about how much water a plant kind of needs before you're just kind of overdoing it. And you can only overdo it if you're taking away the drainage. If there's a drainage hole, you could water it for 10 minutes straight. And as long as that water's going straight through the bottom, you're good to go. But whenever you're taking that hole, you get a feel for it. Most of the time, we just kind of, most of the time whenever we're maintaining them, we will kind of cover it just so we're kind of covering our butts. But yeah. And then all we have to do now is top dress it with some moss, just some preserved moss, nothing real. We don't want it to make too much of a hassle for the client if they're maintaining them. Real moss can be kind of tough or live moss can be tough to maintain, solely because majority of live moss that you can like get your hands on really prefer distilled water and then misting them daily. It is so beautiful whenever you can have live moss as a top dressing. It's just not the most practical way for a lot of people who want plants but aren't in love with the plant care part. But this gets the job done, and it's still pretty. Cool. And there we have it, a repotted Dracaena. It will be good in this pot for as really, you can keep Dracaena in the same pot for a very long time, and they don't really show that they're upset. But yeah, easy enough. And by the time it took me to repot that Dracaena, these guys are fully hydrated, ready to go back in the shop. Pretty. And then pothos. Do we have any question about care for them?
No.
They're really easy going.
Wing it.
Just gonna wing it?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Thankfully, these are ones that are pretty easy to wing. They'll tell you when they're thirsty. Right now
Good.
they're really waxy. They'll feel a lot papery whenever they're real thirsty.
Oh. Left.
Good to know.
Yeah. I need hints.
Yeah. Now this one will tell you, and they're really straightforward. As long as we're watering like consistently, like once every like week to week and a half, they're
Okay.
perfectly fine. And as long as it's like in natural light, it can be low light tolerant, but still wanting some natural light.
Perfect.
All right. And I did just water it today, so it's slightly wet.
Okay.
Yay.
Yay.
Perfect. Y'all are all set.
Thank you.
Anytime. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Say it again.
I said no puppy today.
No, she's working at home with my with my
Working
wife.
at home, yeah.
She's slacking.
Yeah.
What a slacker. Good.
Awesome.
Oh, that's cute.
And this had some white towards the bottom too whenever we repotted it, so
Cool.
you can always cut it back and try and re-encourage it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I
Definitely.
saw. That's what I saw, and I was like, okay, let's give it a go.
Worth a shot. Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
All right.
Another daughter that has a birthday today.
Oh, fun. This is a really good gift. It's a really cute plant. I'll cut the price tag.
And easy to keep, you said?
Very easy. Main thing, just want some really good light, but and we'll call that a day. Time got away from me. My sister stopped in. We got it to chatting. I stopped videoing like the last couple hours, but yeah, got up to a little bit of stuff today. I hope that you enjoyed, and I appreciate you for following along. Hope that I can do this some more, show you a little bit of what the day-to-day in a plant shop might look like. You never know what kind of will come up throughout the day, so it's always a little bit different, and it's always fun to maintain these plants because it's nice to have them at the very best for the people who get them, and it's a lot of fun to kind of like figure out what can do well for someone, and if it makes them happy, then it's just a plus. So yeah, we'll call it there. Thanks for stopping in.